Harvest Radio.
It's time now for the Town Talker with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson. Reverend Jackson is founding pastor of the Church of What's Happening Now, located in Plainfield, New Jersey. And now, the Town Talker, Reverend Zechariah Jackson.
Oh, it's good coming to you. This is the American Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now, Town Talker Talk Show. All right, we again at the election day again. 1 month away, is that right, Bo?
November 3rd, so a little bit less than a month.
A little bit less than a month. Is that the first Tuesday of November? It's always the first Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Bo, would you introduce yourself to the panel?
Yes,
To the audience?
my name is Bo Vastine, and I am running for the State Assembly in the 22nd District here in New Jersey.
Okay, so you're running against Jerry Green.
Well, yes, sir. There's 4 candidates that are running for the State Assembly. The way it works in New Jersey is the 2 highest vote getters get elected.
Okay,
So there are 2 Republicans that are running, Martin Marks and myself.
okay.
And then there are 2 Democrats that are running, which is Jerry Green and Linda Stenner.
Oh, okay. So you guys are a team and they're a team, is that correct? Or something like
You,
that?
you run as a team just because of the economics of it.
Okay.
It makes more sense, but the reality is that 1 Democrat and 1 Republican could
Sure.
be elected, or
Wow.
2 Democrats, 2 Republicans. It can be any
And
combination.
you run it under the Republican ticket?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, you know, we're waiting on Jerry Green. We're scheduled to have Jerry Green here in the studio with Bo Vastine, but he's not here at this point, so we just keep on talking along. So what would you like the audience to know?
Well, I think the reason why I'm running is probably the first thing that I would like them to understand. I have a job other than politics.
Okay.
But I have a family. I own a home here in New Jersey, and I've made a commitment to living in New Jersey and rearing my children and living along with my wife. What I see happening in the state of New Jersey is that the cost of living has gotten so high that New Jersey is known as the 4th largest exit or 4th highest exodus state in the country.
Okay.
Meaning that there are only 3 other states in the country where more people are leaving than coming.
Sure.
And in large part that's due to the cost. The taxes are overburdening. We're the highest property taxes in the country.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. The reality is that when you add it all together, the middle class just can't afford to live here. And I count myself part of the middle class. We're getting to a point where the only people that will be able to afford to live here are people that are extremely wealthy, like John Corzine.
Well, let me ask you a question. And I imagine this is a question that the listeners out there really want to know. And we, American people, we really want to know this, right? Because we hear this over and over from many politicians and those that's running for office. Can you really bring the taxes down? Is it really the genuine hand of the politician to be able to negotiate our taxes? Because I go back, I guess I've been voting since I was 18 years old. I'll never forget. Couldn't wait till the time to vote. And I've heard this conversation over and over again. And the other day I was at Barnes & Noble about 3 weeks ago, and I bought a book of all the president's inauguration speeches. So what I did was I read them backwards from Barack Obama all the way down to George Washington, right? The 2, and George Washington's second one was very short. I'll tell you right now, very short. And you know what I heard as I was going back from year to year and from the 21st century to 20th century, on back. And going back into the 1800s and into the 1700s and everything, every inauguration speech really is just about the same. Human rights, jobs, this, that, and other. Right. And what people are saying today is, can you guys really, do you really have a hand in the control of things? Or is it, a mysterious a person out there that the church would call a demon.
Yeah, no, I understand.
It's controlling things that we don't know nothing about.
Well, I think it's an interesting observation by you. The reality is that when we first struck out on our own as a country, one of the cornerstone themes of that need or desire for independence was based on taxation without representation.
Sure.
So taxation has been a part of the dialogue in American life since the very early days of its formation. I keep things very simple, okay? I think that there's a fundamental reality, and everything in our lives is in a constant state of evolution. What I mean by that is when you look at the Northeast versus the Southeast versus the Southwest versus the Northwest, people tend to migrate from one region to the other based on a few basic concepts.
Yes, go ahead.
Jobs.
All right.
Cost of living.
Sure.
Quality of life.
That's right.
Okay? So if you're looking at specifically New Jersey
Yes.
as it currently relates to those other areas of the country,
Sure.
the reason why we are a net loser of population is because other parts of the country offer a better environment, meaning they offer a better business climate, they offer better tax situation, they offer more jobs as a result of those two previous issues.
Okay.
What I'm suggesting with regards to New Jersey is that if we create a better business environment,
Okay.
meaning let's create a situation where businesses are wanting to locate here,
Sure.
then they're going to move here and they're going to contribute to the tax base, right? They're going to pay business, taxes, which are going to contribute to funding the cost of government, paying for the
Alright.
cost of government. The other piece of this is that if we have, let's just say our state budget is $100, and we've got 100 people paying taxes to cover that cost. That's $1 for every person paying taxes, correct?
Right.
If we lose 20% of those people, the cost per person that's left is 20% higher,
Okay.
correct?
Okay.
If we gain 20 people,
I'm not the greatest math person, so
Well, no,
just go
that's- I'm trying to keep
Follow
it
along.
Trying
Follow
to
along
keep it
now.
simple.
Follow along.
excuse me,
That's all.
if we start with 100 and we gain 20 people, then the cost per person of that tax burden is going to be 20% less.
Okay.
So if we think in terms of simple concepts, the thing we need to focus on is attracting more people to the state of New Jersey, right?
Sure.
Versus people that are wanting to leave the state of New Jersey.
Now, how long will it take to make that turn?
I think it's a pretty quick, I think there are some ideas that I have
Okay.
that will impact that dramatically in a relatively short period of time. For example, the Raritan Valley Line, as part of New Jersey Transit, services a very large portion of the 22nd District,
Yes.
including Plainfield, which is unique. Plainfield has 2 train stops
Yes.
on the Raritan Valley Line.
That's right,
There's
that's
no other town in the 22nd District or along the Raritan Valley Line that has 2 train stations. The Raritan Valley Line is probably the worst service into Manhattan than any other rail service in the New Jersey Transit
But
system.
wait a minute now. Do that train actually go to Manhattan or do it dock in Newark?
You're correct, and that's my point. When you look at other train lines in the New Jersey Transit system, when they established Midtown Direct service, the desire for people to live along that rail line shot up. Property values went up 20 to 25%. The net increase of people moving because now they had a convenient way to get into the city
Sure.
gives us that situation
Yes.
where we've got 20 extra people to help pay
Yes,
the burdens
yes,
of the
yes.
taxes.
But now let me ask you this right here. Okay.
me.
If you got in office and you were able to convince the Raritan Valley Line to go directly into New York and Manhattan, I imagine you're talking.
Correct.
Okay, and under the, I guess that's under the, what is that?
New Jersey Transit.
Right, in New Jersey
Right.
Transit. Okay, straight into Manhattan. Would that take funds from Newark? Wouldn't you have to fight Newark? Because the bottom line is that if I left here in the morning, going to Manhattan, I have to stop in Newark.
You still would. Every train coming into New York still stops at
I can. If I wanted to go here,